Again, I told you we're going to have a lot of them that'll say solve by factoring. So here we have another one. And on the test, it's going to be mixed in. So it's not like, oh, the first three are going to be good and the next ones are going to be bad. They're going to be all mixed in. So that's always your step one when it says solve by factoring. Determine if it's good or bad. So notice, not a 0. So this is bad. When it's bad, we have to do step 2. Step 2 is, if you forgot, was you have to remove all parentheses. This guy does have a set of parentheses. So it's not as easy as, oh, just move the 10 over and then there's your one set of parentheses. And no, can't do it that way. Once this is bad, this is also bad, the set of parentheses. So what you're going to do is you're going to distribute. So get rid of these parentheses by taking whatever's on the outside and distributing to the inside stuff. W times W is W squared. W times -7 is -7W. Once we get rid of the parentheses, then move all terms to one side so that it would equal 0. So it's easier just to move the 10 over. Additive inverse would be to add 10 to both sides. These cancel out because they're inverses. Now notice there's no like terms here. Squares, singles, constants. Nothing matches. So put it in descending order. Square to the 1, 0. Once you do that, then I said ignore the equals 0 part because this is good now. Once this is good, we can go right into our factoring. Now our factoring says when you have 3 terms, always look to see if there's a GCF. I can see no matching parentheses. Notice that this term doesn't have a letter, this term doesn't have a number, and it does not start with a negative. So A for D, no GCF. Now just because there's no GCF doesn't mean you can't factor. We're going to count the number of terms left over. 3 terms, either do arch, FOIL, or in my case, since there's no leading coefficient, I'm going to do shortcut. To do shortcut, remember, it is the 6 steps. Set up. Break down the leading term. Break it down evenly. That's step 1. Step 2, sign issues. Because if this is plus, that tells me it's going to be the same sign. So these binomials will have the same signs. But because it's same, we have to look at the middle to determine what types. So we know they're going to be both negatives. That's step 2. Step 3, do the combos of the last term of 10, 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Next, step 4, we know that we're going to add my list because of the plus sign. Step 5, 7, 7, choose a combo that matches the middle. So because this 7 and 7 matches, we choose this guy. And then placement. Because these are the same signs, it doesn't matter who gets the 2, who gets the 5. Now you're not done. You're done factoring completely because we said GCF and shortcut and we factor at shortcut. But because it says solve by factoring, these are the guys where we need to say W equals a number. W equals a number. We're not there yet. Once you're done factoring completely, remember step 4, take each of these binomials and set it equal to the 0 that we had to do to make it good. Once you solve to get W by itself, then we get our 2 answers. And how do we know we're going to have 2 answers? Well, this was a little trickier because you might looked at the original problem and said, wait, there's no square. But remember how I said this is bad? So once I made it good, now you can see you have a squared. Squared meant we're going to have 2 answers. Okay? This couldn't help us because why? Everything was bad. So there's our 2 answers. W equals 2, W equals 5 is the 2 answers.